Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking all about taking charge, okay? This is a process that I've been working on and understanding throughout many years. You see, somebody who's in charge is somebody who has energy to give. They're working at a higher frequency, at a higher vibration, and they're allowing themselves to have that sense of integrity where your ideas, your thoughts are quite unshakable. Not that you're being stubborn, okay? I want to differentiate between these two because a lot of people become pretentious, become stubborn, become so entrenched by trying to copy and do exactly like all the other alpha males or alpha females are doing in the world, rather than accessing their own inner alpha, their own greatest version of themselves. And these terms, again, start to become very confusing to people because, of course, everybody just wants to be well liked, feel loved, be happy, and so forth. But I think a lot of us give ourselves too many ways and path workings, so we have to kind of circumnavigate through all of this information that we're getting in order to truly trust ourselves and move forward in the most aligned way. Now, in order for you to tap into your flow state leadership, you need to understand that you have an impact and an influence on the world around you, okay? The things you say matter, the things you do matter. And it's not so much like you have to fake and slow down your mannerisms all the time in order to communicate. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to allow yourself to sink into that version of you that will naturally have that end result or goal. The world is going to test you, and if you get caught up in the content of the complaint, you'll get trapped. You'll get thrown off course, you'll get distracted. Don't focus on the content, focus on the context of what it means. I gotta get it together. That's the mentality. I gotta get it together, okay? But the thing is, it's already together. It's just in your mind, it seems like it's fragmented or split. All these things that you have to do. Really, you just have to do one thing after another thing after another thing. So if you just focus on the sequential process of the small wins and you start stacking those wins, you pretty much have an upwards crescendo, right? An upward spiral momentum. And that's what I like to focus on, at least. I don't like to focus on, giving myself 100 different tasks. I focus on one task. Like today, I'm going to apply for some PhD programs and so forth. So I'm going to work on that, and by the nighttime, I'm also going to manifest using that. So I know I have something very clear in mind. Now, today is Makara Sanskriti, which is where astrologically it's going from the Makara, the Capricorn energy, more so into Sagittarius energy. And so there's this little transitional phase that's happening right now. Another thing that I'm picking up is the energy of truth. This year, 2024, understand how is it that, Cat Williams' podcast, where he's exposing all of Hollywood, why is that one of the most popular ones, right? It's because people are interested in that transparency and that energy of just like, social momentum change, the age of Aquarius, right? Humanitarian efforts. We all have this care and compassion, but it's been stuck, it's been distorted. And from a whistleblower that I heard recently speak about the reptilians and so forth, I really start to understand that, we need a word for the cabal. Let's call them IN so we don't get flagged or censored or something like that, okay? You guys know what I mean. Illumi, fill in the rest of the blanks, right? Those kinds of people work with something called Vril energy. If you're unfamiliar with Vril, you gotta understand that this is what Nazis were also tapping into, this kind of German secret society in a sense, where they were harvesting this kind of energy and so forth. There's a lot of darkness, a lot of alien contact in regards to that. And also the fact that there's certain lizards that have a third eye on the top of their head, and so there's all this one-eyed symbolism and stuff like that. So I believe the guy's name was Donald something. Yeah, man, all this kind of stuff, right? Cloning and so forth. So my mentor AZD always looked at word alchemy, right? And one of the things which is very, very interesting is if you look at the word being in charge, there's a politician, right? A politician, like an electrical pole that is in charge. And we vote for them. The word sounds very similar, right? We vote for them with our energy. And they get charged up based on people's votes. So think about this in regards to your own life. Who's voting for you? You get what I mean? Who's voting for you? Who is depending on you? Who's relying on you? Who is giving you the access of your power? And who is strengthening your electrical pole? Okay? This is really key, and it's very, very important to understand. We don't want that fake for real energy. We want that Vajra, okay? There's a difference, okay? We're getting it from our prana, our natural source. And I truly believe that the energy of the Makra can topple over these reptiles. Straight up, okay? Croc over reptiles. Let's go. Upward spiral gang. We've got this, okay? We understand that in certain moments, we also felt that we were being compromised because we work with a lot of dark and light beings. But now we have a very clear understanding of these darker forces and what they're really trying to do, how they're really trying to sway us away from our grand awakening or grand purposes, okay? But that's minuscule towards what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of people have forgot that they have a mission on this earth, right? If you really are in charge, can you look at yourself in the mirror and see the type of person in different scenarios? Okay? I personally, I can use my own imagination to imagine that I was an astronaut. I can, okay? But if you're limited in your imagination, you will be limited in your reality. It's as simple as that, okay? If you are limited in your creativity and imagination, you're just gonna go with whatever is. I'm just gonna fit in. Okay, I was invited to this party, I guess I'll go. Okay, you're not planning, you're not taking charge, you're not doing things in yourself. You're probably in the group of friends and you're just like, oh yeah, cool, yeah, I'll go along with that, sure. But you're not the one actually making plans and making decisions and making things happen. You always gotta rely on somebody else in order to make it happen. But what if you were in charge? What if you were the king at the top of the hill? What if you were the one who had to finally make the decisions and the choices to shift the momentum and the trajectory of where you belong? There's places you belong which you haven't yet discovered. You see what I'm saying? So to be in charge means to be energized by something. And personally, I love to be energized by a collective group of beings or deities where their energy starts to mix with mine. This is one of the greatest experiences that I've at least tapped into, when I can truly say that I feel like I'm merging with some sense of a higher power, or at least some level of abstraction, where in my mind I feel very elated and grounded at the same time. I think a lot of people, they get so caught up in the mind that they become psychotic, right? They become mental rather than what? Physical. I think since we are in a 3D world, we have to take into consideration our physicality, okay? It can't be this thing that our body's bad, the corporeal is evil. These ideas we have to drop slowly. We have to start to understand that yes, there's a power in the spirit, but we can't keep self-sabotaging, treating our bodies bad, and, you know, downplaying our own health, because health is truly wealth. You know, that's what's gonna get our energy forward and move with that energy. So, but understand there are many things in your life that causes energy leaks, okay? And this is the first thing that I look at with people, like what is draining them, what is suppressing their truth. There are people in this world where they feel that everything's always for me, I'm the selfish one, like I get all the resources, it's not about anybody else, right? This kind of mentality really starts to cause suffering to others and self, okay? Because it's disconnected from others, it's antisocial, right? So anybody who's antisocial, who's saying whatever, is actually causing a bigger issue to the collective, okay? Because they're not truly loving themselves enough to understand that I'm not the public speaker up here on stage. Everybody else in the audience is also me. That understanding that, yes, there are differences between us, but we're all humans, and I'm here having a conversation with you normally, like I'm just, in my living room and talking with a bunch of friends. Like, I'm not trying to, like, hey there, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna be... Forget all that, dude. Like, do you really want to watch a channel like that that's so performative and, like, fake and, like, toxic positivity and all this kind of stuff? Like, or do you want to listen to some real shit, something that hits you, pierces through your soul, and makes an impact on you? Because you realize that it's just real, it's authentic, it's pure. It's not something that is a carbon copy cutout or some kind of, additive or preservative processed type of food that you're eating. But think about it. Your words are condensed, sugar-coated, and processed. You're not truly expressing your raw, authentic, honest communication. You're holding back. You're suppressing yourself. You're snipping, editing, suppressing yourself in order to be a very, very specific way. That, oh, look how smart I am, or look how cool I am, or look how well behaved I am, or look how much of a good student I am, or look how brave I am in this situation. Listen, nobody gives a shit about your track record, okay? They care about what you are doing in the moment. Mainly women operate on this basis too, of changing and fluctuating energies, okay? So you could be explaining like, oh yeah, I did this in 3rd grade, and yeah, I had all of these times where I logically set up this container, and then I did that, and then I won that trophy, and then... Dude, what are you doing now, okay? That energy is dead. It's the past energy, okay? If you rearrange the word devil, it's lived, which means what? It's gone. It's the past, okay? You're stuck in the past means you have sold your soul to the devil, which means you have lived already. You get what I mean? And God is one letter away from good and your own goodness. And guess what? You've been separating yourself from that. Okay, where the word set comes from, which explains chaos, rather than Horus, awakening, expansion, okay? So really understand this, guys, okay? There's something powerful happening right now on this planet, and you gotta understand, you can either go on the side of the living and survival, or the side of the dead, the zombies. We call them the zany zombies because all they do is, they're just bliss junkies. Just scrolling the phone, just kind of going about the day, whatever. Oh, let me get some this, let me get some more stimulation here, let me get some more stimulation there. And that's just their life, right? What are they doing with that stimulation or energy? And hey, there are some people who are being heavily stimulated by different supplements or different things, substances, but they're creating, right? But understand that music is very, very key. The music you're listening to is entering your subconscious mind. And what do people listen to nowadays, man? It's all drill music, destroy this, pimp that, hose over here. And it's just that kind of language, and it's not creativity, man. You get it? It's just poppy, bubblegum pop type of music that's on nowadays. And that's actually taking away people's minds. This is why I want to create an audition for Monk Life Records as I start to make more music, which is actually going to change the ripple effect of this planet, making music that's actually positive and creates like this balancing of dark and light, right? Not this kind of segregation of dark and light, like dark is over here and light is over there. I'm here in the middle experiencing the gray and blending and understanding that it's not this all or nothing mentality that you're living in, my friends. There is a sometimes, there is a gray area, there is that midpoint, and I choose to remain there in discipline and surrender, but I have the ultimate choice of which one to lean into. The wolf that you feed grows, and wolf is flow backwards. Let's go. Upward spiral, gang. May we never be the same again. Hit that like and subscribe button. Share this with a flow me or friend. And we'll speak soon. Os.